Hello everyone, I'm AT Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. Outside of the rain we had on Friday and the foggy conditions we had Saturday and Sunday mornings, the weather over Labor Day weekend was very pleasant, and we are starting off with some fog again this morning, but we are in for another pleasant day. So if you're heading home from the Labor Day weekend, you should not have any issues in regards to travel, again, outside of the fog to start the day. But we're tracking shower and storm chances for Tuesday and Wednesday, followed by some much cooler air after Tuesday. In fact, it'll be even cooler than what we just saw here about 7 to 10 days ago. And we could be challenging some record cold high temperatures as well, which we'll talk about coming up. And in addition to that, the winds will be turning breezy out of the north and west. So high pressure at the surface is keeping things very quiet this morning, but our next system is up to the north and west that'll be sliding in here during the day tomorrow. So looking at the graph model here for Future Track, we're going to show you this and the ACRRR model because there are a few discrepancies in the coverage of rain, at least for the first half of the day tomorrow. But today, though, no issues. A lot of sunshine, a few clouds here and there. Tonight, we'll start to see those clouds increase from the west into tomorrow morning. A couple of isolated showers can't be ruled out, but the better coverage looks to be tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night as the main area low pressure and the cold front slides through. And then more rain expected Wednesday morning, at least the higher coverage before more scattered activity returns heading into Wednesday afternoon. Now, the ACRRR model has a slightly different look at it, especially even for tonight across the western parts of the area. In fact, this is showing maybe some showers and isolated storms out towards Red Wing, Prescott, Hudson, and River Falls. But overnight, slowly does drift to the east. And then by about this time tomorrow morning here, around that 6-7 a.m. time frame, is when we could see it maybe as far east as the 53 corridor into Eau Claire. And then we'll continue those isolated to scattered shower and storm chances throughout the day, with the coverage picking up into the afternoon and into the nighttime hours into our Wednesday. And that's when I do think the best coverage of rain is going to be is that Tuesday night, Wednesday time frame, and even as early as mid to late afternoon on Tuesday. And then another chance for rain Thursday night into Friday. So how much rain are we looking at? We're looking at totals generally on the high end up to about an inch, maybe an isolated spot that sees more than an inch, but most spots will see anywhere from about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain with this. And also it's worth mentioning that we do have a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5 for an isolated strong to severe storm tomorrow. So this runs from about Alma to Elk Mound up to about the New Auburn area up to Rice Lake and Spooner, with the main threat being marginally severe hail and a damaging wind gust up to about 50 to 60 miles per hour. Again, for a storm to be severe, you need to either have winds of 58 miles per hour or greater and or hail that is 1 inch in diameter or greater, which is about quarter size. And I think there may be a storm or two that does try to reach that criteria at least for a time. So just be mindful of that for the afternoon tomorrow. Now, we are going to be seeing a big change in the weather pattern as we see this big dip in the jet stream take over during the second half of the week into this upcoming weekend, which is going to bring in some really cool air to the area. In fact, when you look at temperature anomalies, our average high is supposed to be in the upper 70s, and we're going to be down 15 to maybe as much as 20 degrees below average during the day. That would put our high temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Though we do moderate as we head a little bit into the weekend and into early next week. At least the cooler air will retreat back northeast into Canada, and we'll start to kind of moderate temperatures slightly at least about a week or so from now. Today, though, we're going to be close to average with highs in the mid to upper 70s, and then we're back into the upper 40s and low to mid 50s for tonight. And then we'll be mostly mid 70s tomorrow. Again, that'll be dependent on cloud coverage and the rain chances as well. But these are the forecasted high temperatures for Wednesday, and there's a chance we could see our high temperatures either just after midnight or earlier in the day. We're looking at mostly low to mid 60s across the area. And looking at that extended forecast, temperatures are barely going to be getting to 60 Thursday and Friday. The record cold high temperature for Wednesday and Thursday, and even Friday too, are all right around that 60-degree mark. So we're going to be within the ballpark of maybe tying that new record cold high temperature. And possibly Thursday, some of the data does keep us into the 50s. So we'll have to kind of see if we tie or set any new records, at least in that department. But certainly it's going to feel a lot chillier than that when you factor in those breezy northwest winds.